I'm starting off this video with just jotting down some ideas on how this should work. So equipment and status effects. So equipment. Whenever our stat is to be used, we want to tally up any modifiers to the stat and display that. So equals 50. We go armor that grants plus 20. So we are dealing with max HP when we use max HP anywhere. It should then send out an event args something like stat equals max HP value. So anything that then receives that event args should alter the event args and the value, but not really, not immediately. We should send event args, and then we also have, it's going, well, stop. We don't want that. We want a list of modifiers, and a modifier is a sort order, which it was such a cool thing to figure, well, not to figure out, to learn this from someone, that you can pass in a sort order, pass it back through the event arguments, and then you sort on that sort order and then run through the modifiers. So for example, if you have a modifier that says add to value, you just put in 20, the sort order is 1. Then you have a modifier that says percentage increase 10. You can make the sort order massive on this so it happens at the end. And then when you actually run this, you would get, we start with 50, then we run the add value because it's the first in the sort order, becomes 70, and then we get the percentage increase at the end, which is 77. So you don't end up with any wacky ordering issues. Yeah, I think this is a pretty cool way of doing it. So what about status effects? Blind status effect, when we attack with blind, we lose, say, 4% hit chance, which translates into minus 50 hit stat. When we attack a target that is blind, we gain 50% hit chance, which translates into 50 hit stat. So how does this work? during the hit attempt, the code should trigger an event. So some more event arguments, and this will be yeah, what do we want this to be? I guess it's the same. It's what are we trying to do with the hit stat? And you would just pass in the start would be hit, and then you pass in the list of modifiers to be added to. And then you say hit starts at say it starts at 100. We then add 5 because of a piece of equipment, say. No, let's not muddy the water, let's not muddy the water. We then add 50 because of target being blind. We then have 150 minus the target's evasion. That seems fine. Yeah, I guess that works. So let's get to work on these modifiers. Now, the liquidifier had ways to toggle whether or not they even allow changes to a value. I think that works slightly different to what I've got here. In his system, you could add modifiers to HP when it changes. I guess I could do that as well, but yeah, we'll just build it and see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'm missing something here. Modifiers. Maybe stat modifiers. Make it just make some sort of abstract class first of all. Oh yeah, that's how he did it. He had stat modifiers, just kind of like this, but then he had feature, which was something you would attach to say weapons or equipment in general, and that would chain that would then be what triggers in the event. Um, okay, modify, um, int, um, input value, this should be abstract actually. So start modifier, this private int sort order, and maybe add the sort order in there. So I'll just add two. I think add and then multiply, or add and percentage or something like that. Add value, start modifier. I guess values are given. We're working with values. I need to rename the file. Add start modifier and make a subclass, and then implement the abstract class. Value to add, and when we modify, we will return input value plus value to add. And you can add a minus here as well. What am I doing? What am I doing? Public add start modifier. I guess we can do that, but we also need the base. I think you do something like that. So that then runs through to the base class as well. Just going to copy this. Add percentage start modifier. Part of me wants to change the way percentages are applied. Instead of equipping 3 pieces of gear that say plus 20% health, I would like that to just tally up, which maybe it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, hold on. Start with 100 times 0.2. Now, 100 times, stop, times 1.2, times 1.2, times 1.2. So yeah, 172.8. 100 times. Yeah, so I'm right. I would like to just add these up and then apply it rather than constantly applying the compound multiplication. input value plus, for now I'll do it the simple way, just have it all multiplying. Input value plus input value divided by 100f multiplied by percentage floor to int. You know what? Instead of this modify, I think I'll have these operate a different way. Wherever it is that tallies this up, it will simply it will send out the event, catch them all in a list, sort them, and then if they're the same thing, it will start to add the values. We'll add the values and then just add them all together, or modify them all using the same added together value. I think that's the better way of doing this. So we won't have a modify like that. We don't want to do that. We just keep adding them, keep adding them. We get rid of this, we don't need it. So where is our stats object? This here, I think, is the interesting part. Get the stat. As a little side note, all of this can be sped up with lazy loading. So you would have an actual unit alliance value on this class, and then the first time you try and get it, you check if this equals null, and if it equals null, you will save this get unit alliance in the variable, and then you return the variable. So the next time you try to get this, it will say, is the variable null? No, so skip the loading part and just pass in the variable. So if I start to see any slowdown, then I would probably start doing these kind of things, start speeding it up, put more efficient ways of handling the game. And even if I'm not seeing a slowdown, I might just want to do that anyway, because efficiency in your coding is something that seems to be dying out. Maybe it's just the games I've been seeing, but a lot of performance issues. Yeah, we should always strive to be better than we are currently. and to do better. So let's see. Public. The reason I brought that up because I was thinking about having some way of this starts object knowing its parent unit, and I'm probably going to have to do the same thing where you just say public unit get return get component unit, because it should be on the same unit starts. Yep. Um, I don't know if parent unit is more than necessary or if unit is pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, in here, when we say get, what do we really want to do? Send an event or trigger an event or post an event, whatever it's called. Trigger an event, catch all the modifiers for this stat type. For the start, and then tally up um, tally the values in similar modifiers, and then just calculate the value. You know, by doing it this way, we are completely scrapping the sort order, which I think is quite a cool thing to have the sort order. God, where does the time go in the day? How do we wrangle a sort order, dictionary of values, and class types? Should there be some kind of multiplier value that gets added? Let's see, public event, maybe static event handler on get. So this is us trying to tally up a stat on get event args. There is a unit that we want to unit, yeah, obviously we want a unit because we need to say, does this unit belong to, say, does this piece of equipment belong to this unit? If it does, then we do want to apply the stat change. Public unit, unit. And we're going to have a public list of stat modifiers. There is a public stat for the stat that we're wanting to change. Maybe I know which order I want to do this in. And then what's the point of the sort order? Maybe I need to throw away my darling of the sort order and just operate as in I know what order I want to do this in. Yep, let's get rid of this. So at the moment it's just nothing. Just a way of us building on top of it and holding them in some combined way. Okay, let's get rid of that as well. Right, let's try and get these stat modifiers. So we will create the event args separately. We'll just call it args. This is probably one time when it's fine to be shorthand. Yeah, just create new arguments. Start. You know, you can still do that type of writing. Start equals stat. Unit equals unit. Seems good. And then modifier list equals new list of stat modifier. And then we do on get, invoke this, and then pass in the args. So the reason we do it like this instead of just passing it in here is because we will be able to use this after we post. So let's see. Definitely feels like there's a better way of doing this, but for right now, I'm gonna get value to add equals 0. Percentage to add equals 0. We will loop through each item in the args stat modifier list. If right, so this is where we need the add stat modifier. So stat modifier list I as add stat modifier. If that does not equal null, then value to add plus equals add stat modifier value to add. And then we continue because we don't care about running the rest of the code. But if it's percentage stat modifier list I as add percentage stat modifier, if that doesn't equal null, we will grab the percentage plus equals add percentage and continue because we may end up with more of these as time goes on. So now we've got the values to add and the percentages. Result equals this, and we will return result plus equals value to add, and result plus equals result divided by 100f multiplied by percentage to add. Mathf floor to int, and then we return the result. So now I just need to hope that this isn't far too much code to run just to calculate a value. So how do we test this? We have an iron sword. Maybe we add some health or something. Let's make a status effect. Yep, it's about time we started adding more anyway. So we'll call it ability blind. Let's change some values here. Do we have anything that looks like blind? No. Give me 1 second. Got this. I was thinking more of a spell blind, but I could just make it physical. Sort of maybe give something to the barbarian or the thief guy. But none of that really matters anyway. Let's see. Blind. Can't use it for some reason. Must be the type. Let's make it sprite. Single. 06. Full. Apply. Blind. Here we are. Distance. Let's just go 1. Height can maybe be Distance area, none. So hopefully that just counts for the tile it's on. I wonder what happens if there's no cost. I maybe should have catered for that. It's going to cost you 5 health, say. We'll give this ability to Susie. Ability list. Blind. Gonna digs her fingers into your eyeballs. So anyone that's alive is fine. The effect container inflicts status. So now we need to create a status effect. Blind. Give it the same icon. Oh, this is poison status effect. So this will only be blind status effect. Let's duplicate that just because. Out of 1. Blind. Probably on the end of someone's turn, you want to get rid of blindness. End turn action, on turn end. We don't trigger any effects. And we will remove this on remove. Unsubscribe. So we don't do anything like this. I guess we do. We trigger we trigger something here, don't we? It's not really on effect. We still want the turn to end. This. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's just go for that again. End turn doesn't have current action or a target. Well, yeah, there's not a target. It is the acting battle unit. Why does this have target? I guess it's the target of the damage, but really it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. And then current action level, public, and current action level, we will pass that in just as we do in the other one. Equals level. Okay, what's this now? Oh, it's looking for a unit, not a battle unit. Okay. It's not really triggering an effect though. This is annoying. I guess we do need this for deciding whose status effect should like tick down. Okay, so what we do is when we apply this, what is the effect going to be? Starts on get. And then we need to remember to remove this. I need to get going soon. So if e dot, is there no, did I screw this up? Oh yeah, yeah. On get event args every time. Let's do it again. If e dot start is not equal to start dot hit, we just return otherwise. We will add some kind of stat modifier. Add stat modifier equals new value to add. Why does that still have sort order? So we will be adding -50 to the hit stat. Add stat modifier. And I think that's kind of it. Well, getting on evasion as well, actually. If it equals hit, we'll return this if, and then return if e.stat equals stat.evasion or stat.magic evasion. Then we will create the opposite. So if we are the one that's blind, then we lose 50 hit. If we are the one that's blind, we lose 50 evasion. I probably need to do this in two separate ones. Now, does this make sense, or have I done goofed big time? Well, sadly, I need to go for now and come back and test this, and then just tack that on at the end of the video. Let's see. Ability, blind. It inflicts the blind status effect. 100% chance. I don't think this matters anymore. This turn moment, turn removal doesn't even use this. So now we can add blind to someone, but so hit is just going to be nothing for now. I think every character has 0 hit. Yep, 0 hit. The orc does have the blind ability. Let's see if she can use it. Yep. So it's can't use it on herself. It's 1 distance away. And then something broke. Add stats effect. Maybe there's no, maybe there's no status effect on the object. Maybe that's the problem. Yep, there we go. Blind status effect. Okay, damage is on here, which shouldn't really be a thing. Oh, nice, it's just there. So this will be blind. Add some kind of icon. Is there anything else? Anything else missing? Let's see, prefabs. No, just that, and then this turn effect, which is to be removed anyway. Blind, get rid of this turn effect. Okay. So use blind on you. Oh, you become blind, and then so this is the witch. Okay, we want to be attaching that to the status object. So this is a change that I did just the other day, I'm pretty sure. Equipment holds its own items, and status should hold its own items as well. Maybe the add part? No, where did we actually do this? Instantiate set parent to the target transform to the status transform. I think that's a simple change that should fix the problem. So let's add in the state or in the action. Full of yawns today. In the action where we do the hit rating and things, check hit rate. In here we probably want to check what the hit rating is. Um, let's see, what do we actually use in these abilities? So we'll try and use blind on Lorik, since he has the fire ability that uses magic hit rate. So we'll have to check the magic hit rate script. And I'm just gonna debug log what the stats actually are. User hit equals this. Target evasion equals this. User hit minus target evasion. Do some kind of debug log like that, just copy it and we'll do target evasion. target evasion. Okay, so hopefully this hopefully all works and there's no bugs to stamp out, but you know how it goes. Um, so this one I believe is Lorik. Let's just move to the side. Yeah, this is Lorik, and we will blind this man. Hey, did I change something that broke something? Well, regardless, let's have a look. I think Unit 1 is Lorik. He has the blind status. So let's see. If I skip to his turn, try to use fire on someone, we'll see. User hit was minus 50, target evasion minus 50. Now I just remembered the reason this is doing this. I forgot to actually check. I wrote myself a to-do note, add in a check to see if the parent unit is the unit whose stat we are getting from this. So it's basically doing this kind of thing. Make sure the unit is the one we actually care about before returning something. So let's see what's passed in. E dot unit. Yep, because this is the unit whose stat we're getting. If the unit does not equal 2, and then what does status effect have? Is it parent unit? Oh, it's parent status and then parent unit. If it's not the right unit we're looking for, we just return because we don't care. We don't need it. Is that it? Is that good enough? Right, I'll test this first, and then I will check about this movement fix. So you're going to move to the side. You're going to use blind on him. Now let's see if I use fire. It's going to user hit is nothing. That should be minus 50 now. And that should be 0. So let's do some debug logs. And it's never this one, ever. Unity engine. On get stat just to make it obvious. E dot unit is and then parent status dot parent unit. So this will probably check both lots of stats. So it should be it should trigger twice, once for Lorik and once for Pete. Let's move around here. Let's use blind. Oh, hold on. What is this? Parent status, parent unit display name. Okay, so that hopefully that's the complete reason why it's broken. Parent status probably just isn't looking at the right thing anymore. Parent status, get component and parent. That sounds right. Oh, status is still looking for this. Get component and parent. That's the one we want. Just another little hangover from moving status into its own object instead of on the unit. So let's see, we'll do exactly the same. Blind, no error this time. Okay, this is running every time we're getting a stat. So let's see. Clear up. Click on Pete. Oh my god, it's a lot of stats we're getting. So what's the latest one? What's the... Oh, here we go. So if the... Well, I guess ignore all that. The important part is the user has minus 50 hit rating because he is blind, and the target just has 0 evasion because they're not blind or anything. So yeah, I guess it works. Still hit Pete because the formula is 100 plus the hit rating minus evasion, so it's still a 50-50 chance. If I was to make blind 100, just for testing's sake, just to make sure it works properly. You know what, you could also serialize field private int of stat reduction, and then we can just use that instead. Or maybe this says reduction, which means if you put minus 50, I would assume it's minus minus 50. So let's try and be really clear about this. Stat change. And I guess really you could extract this whole bit into something that you would call features, or yeah, I guess that's fine. And Liquidfire, they call it features, and that's sort of something you would attach to a weapon, and it modifies your character in some way. I guess you could turn this into a feature that just gets attached to the status effect, and it'd be a lot more usable from a non-coding stance. You can have just a designer come in, throw together a whole load of different status effects if it was component based. So you could do stat change and then stat, but then extract this into its own component, and then you attach the component and say we're looking at hit and we're going to reduce it by this much, and then you can attach another component that says evasion and we're going to change it by this much. I think I probably should do that. I don't know if I'll do it right now though. So there's stat change. Stat change, stat change. And I won't do that part yet. So yeah, this is modifiable now. You can change it while in game, which is really handy. You don't need to close out the game, reload and everything. Stats effects, blind, let's see. Stat change, let's do minus 100. So the attacks should always miss. Let's see. Oh, should always miss. I want to get rid of these now. And probably delete. Probably don't need that. Minus Lorik missed Pete. Should there be? Lorik missed Pete. Yep, looks like it's working as intended. Lorik missed Pete. Now let's show you the power of doing something. Um, so if the power of having this editable in the inspector while the game runs. So now if I change it to 100, I would expect to always hit the target. Um, hey. So this, oh, I get it. Because the one I've added would still say minus. Yeah, there we go. So the instance still says minus, so that's why it would show up like that. There we go. We hit him that time. Hit him that time. We'll hit him every time now until he's dead, which he is. So now he can't be targeted by it. Um. Okay, so let's look at the other problem of the unit seemingly not updating its position. And I think I know what that is anyway. I think um, the movement action probably doesn't run set position on the battle unit. Right, so start change. We'll get that back down to minus 100 or minus 50, so it's not broken. Actions, perform, move action. We don't care about any of this really. We set the position manually, which is probably not the best way of doing it. Battle unit dot set position, real world new position. No good? Why would you like vector 3 in? Because we translate the position. Okay. Um, Probably void set position. We'll just use a vector 3. Transform position equals new position. And in here we'll do the update. And vector 3 translated position, and then we'll just do set position with the translate position instead. So if we've got vector 3, we can just put them there. If we've got the new position or the v3 int, we'll just put them there. So I think that should be fine. Now we should see the pop-up appearing above the unit instead of where the unit used to be. Oh. Okay, let's see. So we're going to move away. And then we're going to see if it appears above his head. There we go. Lovely. Cool. That's that fixed. What else? I'm sure there was something else I wanted to fix. Okay, that can probably get deleted. I think that's been covered. That's kind of been done. Yeah, all this stuff still. I guess I can call it there. Feels short because I've just started today, but I think this was a couple of parts in yesterday. So I will, yeah, I'll just cut it off here and get working on maybe the features for the equipment so that the equipment actually does something. Okay, bye bye.